1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Because as we know, there are known knowns. There are things we know we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there are some things we do not know. But there are also unknown unknowns, the ones we don't know we don't know.
OMG. Hello and welcome to the Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio. And we are live. Okay. Let me show my face up in the place. Let's drop that down. And let me clear my throat. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to keep that music, but it's nice and bouncy. So I'll keep it around for a couple of minutes. You're in tune to Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio. Okay. And what do we have in store for you today? Let's have a looky. Let's have a quick looky at the thumbnail. Okay. Let's kill this music now. It's getting on my nerves already. That's why I don't use it. Let me go. What do I want today? What do I want today? Do we want? I think I know what I'll go with. Okay. Okay, that's the one. That's the one. That's the one. Okay. Okay, let's have a little looky. Let's first things first before I go into the register. Okay, what are we doing? We're dropping that down. No, we're dropping this down. But first and foremost, let's go to the sound check. Let's make sure everything is set and copper set. Okay. Let's have a little look at what's going on there. What's going on there? Let's see what's going on. Let me hear if I can have a little look at what's going on there. What's going on there? Let's see. Is that okay? I think it is. I think that's okay. I think you can hear a little bit of the music in the background. Okay. So the sound is good. Okay. So, Haney, Romero, and that's coming up this weekend. Do some checks on that shortly, or in due course, should I say. We got the Anthony Joshua saying for the first time, I'm working to a game plan. Before that, we was just going out there and fighting. We was just having a fight. But now, this time around, I'm working to a game plan. Maybe I should get Mr. Ali Bashir over to talk about that. Okay. And what's going on here? It's Canelo. What's Canelo? What's the Canelo story? Okay, well, it looks like Canelo will be maybe fighting Triple G next, after all. And then Dimitri Bivol after that. Okay, we're going to look into that. Okay, what else? What else we got? We got the Buatsi versus Richards. Buatsi versus Richards. I mean, we already did that on the last live show on Saturday night when we covered that fight live. So really and truly, if you want to get the full scoop on that, chopped it up on Saturday. But we'll touch on that. Okay. And then Devin Haney alone in Australia. Or Australia not letting Devin Haney's father, Bill Haney, in. Can't Bill Haney get no love? something like a conviction 30 years ago? Is that really what's going down? OMG. And of course, we're looking at the Benavides, the David Benavides versus Lemieux, which happened on Saturday night. Raphie said he was going to go to bed, but he didn't. Very naughty, stayed up and watched that card too. Okay, so we're going to have to talk about that. Okay. So, what's going on now? Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look, see. Let's have a look to see who we got up here in the chat. Okay, so we got the Philip Cant Roberts up in the building. Activate warp drive. Warp drive activated. We got the TKO22. Yes. Okay. Good to have you up in here. And we got the Andre. Okay, Andre up in the building. Do you like Haney's chances in this fight? I do. I hope he wins. Well, you know, we're gonna get into that. I mean, I think the whole situation stinks. If you want my honest and humble. Hold on. Let's get the link up in the chat. The link is now in the chat. Have I shared it? Have I shared this, Shiznix? I've shared it in a couple of spots. No. How rude of me. Let me just get over to Twitter. I think I forgot to share it over there. Let's see if we can do this one time. Nah, that's not it. One time for your mind. Let's do this real smooth like. Okay. Copy that. Drop that. Let's tweet that. Boom. Okay, let's put a picture in it. For the people, them. 3, 6, 9. Boom. Okay, so that's shared. Okay. Better late than never. Right. So let's get back into this thing. Let's go into the YouTube page, see what's going on. Okay, so that's now pinned. All right, we're good. Okay, so talking about the Haney chances, I think he's got a very good chance. But like I said, to me, the whole thing stinks. I didn't like it from the beginning. Turn myself up in the cans just a little bit. Let's bring the mic closer. Okay, hopefully that should be better. I didn't like it. I think the whole thing stunk from the very beginning. If Haney wins the first fight in Australia, he's got to go back there for the second fight. I think it's utterly absurd. Kambosos wins one fight, and now he thinks that his ish, his ish don't stink. Man wins one fight, and all of a sudden, he turns into Teofimo Lopez, what Teofimo Lopez was just prior to facing Kambosos, an arrogant SO. You know, that ain't good. So the whole thing stunk from the very beginning. And now just to add insult to injury, and his pops, what, some 30 years ago, got some conviction 30 years ago. Damn, that's like a whole lifetime to some people. 2, 4. It's like a whole damn lifetime. That it's not it's not an absolute that Bill Haney can't go, but it is a distinct possibility, if not likelihood. Okay, hold on. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Uno momento. Let me share this shiznix with the WhatsApp group. I almost forgot. Y'all must have forgot. Y'all must have forgot. Let's get into this thing here. Get into this thing right here. Right here. Okay. This music's working for me. Let me just share this. How many windows have I got open? This is redonkulous, redonkulous. Let's share this shizzlings. Boom. Boom. We are live. Okay. Okay. Boom. Okay, so it's not an absolute that he... Hold on. I'm on the YouTube page. Yes. Behind. It's lagging. Okay, so it's not an absolute that Haney Sr. can't go. But it's touch and go. It's touch and go. And of course, to add insult to injury, Ben Davidson, the undercoach, as we know, he can't travel either. Well, he can't go nowhere. He can't travel. He can't go to the U.S. Embargoes on the MTK Global Cats means that a lot of them boys, they've been grounded. They can't fly. Remember Matthew Macklin was supposed to go to America the other day? Couldn't fly. They wouldn't let him put a big toe on the plane, much less the runway. OMG. It's crazy out there. So Bill Haney may not be able to fly. It's looking like that. And the second coach, Ben Davidson, looks like he's grounded. Not a great situation, but hey, does Haney have the skills to pay the bills? I think he does. Don't get it twisted. Kambosos is a seasoned fighter, and I think a very good one at that, as he displayed against a somewhat reduced Teofimo Lopez. I say reduced because he seemed to reduce his game down. Just going out there to wing, knock the guy out, dropped himself in the second round, or was it the first round? I think it was the second round. Got put on his ass. Talking about Teofimo Lopez. Nah, it's a sweet science, my friend. It's a sweet science. At the very top level, you got to be on your P's and Q's. You got to be doing your shizzle right. You got to do it right. Let's have a look what's going on. Let's have a look what's going on. I hope he wins, says Andre. Let's see. Let's get this thing in order. The Aaron Daly is up in the building. Yeah, just gave it you, mate. That's what I think. I didn't say who I thought was going to win, did I? Hey, these not having his trainers isn't going to help. But if I had to bet, listen, Kambosos has got the home field advantage, so I ain't writing. You know what? It's a 50-50 fight to me. It's a 53%, 47% fight to me. As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat, why don't we ask the people? I got it as a 53% to 47% split. That's how I've got it. But I'm not going to say who I think's going to win. I'm going to do the poll, and I'll tell you who I think is going to win after. As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat, why don't I just write it down, and then in due course, I will show you the paper. All right, let's do this. Okay, well, firstly, Let's do the poll. Let's write in the poll. Who wins? Who wins? Combosos or Haney? Combosos or Haney. I'm going to put draw as an option. Should I put draw as an option? Okay, let me put draw as an option. Draw. Who wins? Who wins? Okay, let's put that in. Let's put that in. Okay, so that's going to show up any second. There it is. Get your votes in, folks, if you'd be so kind. It's your early prediction. Okay, so let me write it down. Let me write it down. Feels like some kind of magician's trick, but there ain't no trick. Tricks are for kids. Okay. Okay, I've written it down on this piece of. You can see the paper. Can you see the paper? Can you see the paper? Okay, maybe from a certain distance. Oh, there. Okay, so that's the back of the paper. Huh. Damn, that's the back of the paper. On the front of the paper is the writings, which I shall shortly reveal. Okay, the back of the paper. You can say, well, maybe you can switch the paper, but if you look, the paper has a distinct shape. There it is. There's the paper. Come on. Okay, well, anyway. We'll get to that shortly. Okay, let us press on. What's that there? Early prediction. Okay. Tone up in the building. Who else we got? We got. Malcolm Marcel up in the building. Kind of done his homework. Why the hell did he sign for that? Oh, Aaron Daly, very bold, not messing around, not pulling his punches. Haney absolutely dismantles Combosos. Damn, that's a lot of confidence. Man saying it with his chest. It's highly confident. Okay. Why did he sign that deal? Man, I guess, it was a case of it's now or never. You know what I mean? Maybe a bird in the hand's worth more than two in the bush. And they say, wild boar, a drink at the first watering hole. It means get in where you fit in. If you can get it, take it. If you see a chance, take it. The chance is an opportunity. I think it's horrible that you beat the man halfway across the world and you got to go back to his hometown to beat him again. It's bloody ridiculous. That's what I say. Let's have a look. See what people are saying. Okay, TKO 22 says Team Haney all the way. When opportunity knocks, etc. Huey Green. For those old enough to remember, not saying that Raphie's old, Raphie's just well experienced. Raphie's just well experienced, well seasoned, well peppered, not to mention well preserved, but not pickled. Yeah, horrible deal. Absolutely horrible. Much like the Dillian White being forced to take 20%, absolute horrible. But hey, you know, that's life. Sometimes you gotta walk through pig muck to get where you want to go. That's life. You know what I mean? It's disgusting, it's hideous, but hey, you know, when you're dealing with deplorable people with lacking in moral fiber, you know, they'll give you any kind of shizzle to eat. You know what I mean? Not everybody is so hospitable. You know what I mean? Some of them are downright dogs. Downright dogs. You know what I mean? And that's how it go. That's how it go. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look at the poll. Okay. We got 7 participants. Get your votes in. Get your votes in as we move on. Okay. So, should I say now? Should I say now? Can I show it? Can I show what I think? I'll show you what I think. I'll show you what I think. Let's see if we can see. Let's raise the paper. Let's raise the paper. Oh, there it was. You saw it for a second. You might have to. There it is. There it is. Move it forward just a bit. Just a little bit more. Says Haney, 53%, and Cambosis, 47%. I see it as a closer fight than many people do. There we are. Haney, 53% at the top there, and Cambosis, 47%. That's how I give the percentage split. I see it closer. Pennzoil. Haney is a criminal. We don't want him in our country. But how could you not want somebody who committed a criminal offense 30 years ago on a criminal island? What do they used to call Australia? Convict Island. That's where England used to send their convicts, down under. And so how could you penalize a guy who committed a criminal offense 30 years ago? OMG. Complete and utter madness. Complete and utter madness. There we are. Where are we here? Stephen, aka Marla, says Cambosis is going to give Haney a tough fight. I believe so. I believe so. It ain't going to be no walk in the park. Cambosis, he's got his tail up. Got his tail up. You know, there's a saying, the sun shines on every dog's asshole at least once in a lifetime. And right about now, you know, Cambosis is lapping it up. Lapping it up. You know, the new style, giving some weirdo deal. Yeah, come to my place. Come to my place. You beat me over here, and you gotta come back again. Beat me 2 times. 2 times. Complete and utter madness. What a terrible deal. Hopefully, I hope that Haney can not just beat Cambosis. Not just beat the cockiness out of Cambosis, the pompousness out of Cambosis, but I hope that he can beat him in such a way that Cambosis will be heartbroken. And then, since he's got the in the contract, the unfair contract, he's got to go back and beat him again in his own homeland, Australia. Yeah, I hope Haney puts a beating on that boy. I hope he breaks his heart and breaks his soul. You know what I mean? That's what I'm hoping for. Leaves the boy heartbroken. Beat the cockiness, the pompousness out of that boy. Break his heart. Break his heart. You know what I mean? What's this here? Australia breeds. OMG. OMG. I don't know how you're gonna penalize a guy who committed a criminal offense 3 decades ago. How you gonna block him? It's Madness. Used to be a time when you needed a criminal record. What happened to the good old days? What happened to the good old days when you needed a criminal record to go down under? It's madness, I tell you, madness. Pennzoil. I hope George whoops that fake Muslim Haney. Or Pennzoil, are you saying you're a real, genuine Muslim? Pennzoil, is that what it is? The fake Muslim versus a real one? Is that what we're talking about here? Is that what's going on down here? Is that what's going on down under? Okay. So remember the poll is due to close in a couple of minutes. So get your votes in, and the poll question is: who wins? Kambosos, George Kambosos, the Greek Australian, or Haney, who Pennzoil calls the fake Muslim. OMG. Very harsh words. What's going on here? To be fair, they stopped shipping criminals to the country in 1867. 1867. Well, but they made love to each other. They made love to each other, and they spawned, children of criminals deported from the British Isles, England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland. You know what I mean? So, hey, it's not me saying, it's not the Raphie saying it. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. What's going on? The US just put together a list of over 600 people with links to the Kinahan group who are banned from the US, and a large number of them are involved in boxing. Tough times ahead with those connected to the Kinahan group. What are we saying here? What are we saying here? Struth. Tie me kangaroo down. Sport. Tie me kangaroo down. Who remembers what a stylus is? Who remembers what a stylus is? The Royal Farrier stylus. You remember that shiznix back in the Dizay? You're all you whippersnappers too young to remember. Okay. Stounder Kraus. Hey, just give Raphie a second. He's just going to the Danny. Okay, we're just having a little bit of fun. Big gala. OMG, back in the days when Raphie used to watch Neighbours, never got into Home and Away. I like to limit it. Even back then, Raphie limited the amount of crapola he would watch. But yeah, I did watch Neighbours back in the day. OMG, okay. So, let's, what do we do now? Do we actually pull up an article? I think I should pull up an article, but I got a hell of a lot of windows open. What's going on here? Let's count them. Yeah, I think I can get away with opening another one. Let's do this. Bill Haney. Let's get the official word. Bill Haney, Australia. Bill Haney, Australia. Let's have a look what we come up with. Excuse me. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's pull this article up before we move on. All right. Let's allow me to share my screen. Boom. 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 Okay. Let's see if you can see what I can see. All right, cool. Okay, so Bill Haney, Australian visa denial ahead. Aram speaks on Bill Haney's Australian visa denial ahead of the Kambosos fight. Okay, I'm going to be doing this in my Australian accent. You know, it's only right, it's only fitting. Okay, so Bob Arum was taken aback like almost everyone else regarding the news that Devin Haney's father will not be in his corner for the biggest fight of his life. Can you actually see the writing, or is it a tad small? It's a tad small. Let's bring it up. Let's bring it up. Okay, is that good? Are we good? Not really. Needs to come up a little bit more. Let's give it a little bit more. Okay, let's check that. Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay, so Haney, the WBC lightweight titleist, yeah, whom Aram's Top Rank Inc. promoting him for this fight and the next fight if he wins it. Will challenge WBO, WBA, and IBF champion George Kambosos in a 135-pound unification bout, June the 4th. Where are we now? May? June? Huh? That's only a couple of weeks away. It's May now. Dang, that's crept up pretty quick. Okay, a couple of weeks away. In Australia, Melbourne, Australia. The Auckland-born, Las Vegas-based Haney made a trip to the land down under recently, but he was not accompanied by arguably the most important member of his team, his father and manager, Bill Haney. Okay, so it turns out that the elder Haney was not allowed to board the plane to go to Australia because of a drug conviction for which he has served time in the early 1990s. Okay, so Australian visa laws make it difficult for those with a criminal record to have been or who have been behind bars for 12 months to be granted entrance into the country. Elder Haney suggests recently in an interview that his case was still pending. Well, that seems what a total load of tosh. What a total load of tosh. You go in there on a work visa. And you go on a work visa. You go on a work visa, you work. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no danger to the public. This is a complete load of tosh. Okay, so 90-year-old Adam, don't really care what Aram says. 1923 will have more than just the potential absence of his father to deal with. It is also being reported that longtime assistant trainer Ben Davison of the United Kingdom will not be able to make the trip either due to visa issues of his own. That's quite interestingly put. Visa issues of his own. It's because of the MTK connection. You know what I mean? You got an MTK connection. They don't want you flying. So instead, Haney will have Yoel Judah, the father of two division titleist Zab Judah, who I believe is also his godfather. So it'll be Yoel Judah manning the corner of Devin Haney. Okay. Yoel's a good boxing guy, says Aaron. We know him from when he trained his son Zab. So whatever happens, Devin will be in good hands. Okay, so as we know, Haney, 27-0, 15 KOs, is attempting to become the youngest undisputed champion in the four-belt era by defeating Kambosos, who is 20-0, 10 KOs. Okay, 10 KOs versus 15 KOs. Okay, interesting. Okay. In order for Haney to land a shot of nabbing all 4 lightweight belts, he was required to sign a multi-bout deal with Top Rank and agree to an immediate rematch with Kambosos on Australian soil in the event that Haney, defeats the Aussie on June the 4th. What a yeah, disgraceful arrangement. I beat you. I gotta go back to your place. Yeah, your country. Debate you twice. Utterly reprehensible. That deal was cooked up by what you call him? Who's Haney's promoter? Lou Duva. Yeah, cooked up between Lou Duva and Bob Arab. You know what I mean? Cooking things up. Okay, so that's that. We've covered that. Let's have a look at the poll. Let's close down the poll. It's been up for 20 minutes. Okay. Let's have a look at what it says. Okay. Kambosos, who wins? Kambosos comes in at 30% and Haney at 70%. So let's close that down. Most people think that Lou DiBella indeed. Most people think that Haney got this. I think it's gonna be a competitive fight. Kambosos is gonna be in front of his people. And he's gonna be determined to win. I think that Haney pulls it out, but it will be far from a walk in the park. Okay, we got the fight doctor is in the building. Prisoner Cell Block H was an absolute must. Who can forget old Vinegar Tits? Who can forget her? OMG. What's going on here? Prisoner Cell Block H. Yes, that was must viewing. That was mandatory viewing. That was some fun. That was a fun program. B. Smith and Vinegar Tits. Yeah, who the hell was B? I remember Vinegar Tits. Can't remember B. They had a very attractive lady in there, I remember at one point. Okay. Can't remember what her name was. Okay. What's going on? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, I remember the woman that replaced Vinegar Tits with. Yeah, she was butch as hell. Okay. I went for Kambosos. There you go. Spread your bets. B. Smith, the top dog. Okay. Donovan Williams up in the building. Lizzie. Yeah, I can remember the names. Can't remember the faces. Oh, Lizzie, was that the good-looking one or the not so good-looking one? I can't remember the names. I remember the faces though. A few of them. Okay. Kambosos will never lose to a black boy. Okay. Interesting. So let's say adios. To what's his name? Pennzoil. Let me just do something. Let me just do something here. Let's have a look. Oh, interesting. Let's see. Lizzie was the old bird. Lizzie Birdsworth was quite old. Cannot remember her. Cannot remember her. All right. Right. Okay. So, say goodbye, say hello, wave goodbye to Penzo. Nice knowing you, buddy. Nice knowing you, buddy. Okay, so let's get rid of that. And where are we going next? Where are we going next? Damn. Got a lot to get through. Let's see. Let's have a look. What's next? What's next on topic list? Oh, should we talk about that? Should we talk about Herring on the weekend? Jamel Herring. Already done a video on that. But still, Jamel Herring gets beat by Jermaine Ortiz. Yeah, why not? Why not have a little looky at that? Man, there's a lot to get through tonight. Where are we? Okay. Let's do this thing. Okay, so, yep, I stayed up and I watched this. This actually was not too long. This fight was not too long after the Buatsi versus Richards fight. Well, the live show went on for another, half an hour after that or something like that. And just doing a little bit of post-production and what have you. And next thing I knew, this fight was up. Jermaine Ortiz, who no one seems to know, versus Jamel Herring. Okay. Most people, I believe, expected Herring to win. Probably because they didn't even know who this cat was. Who the hell is Jamani Ortiz? Well, he's a Dominican cat. He's a Dominican extraction. And I'm not going to go into his record too much, whatever. Did that previously. Well, actually, I still got it up. It's 16-0 with one draw. Who did he draw with? It was a draw. Joseph Adanu. It was an 8-round fight. Went all 8 rounds. What do you mean, MD? Oh, majority decision draw. Okay. So what's this? Ortiz down in round 2 and in round 7 got dropped twice 2 fights ago. OMG. But comes back to beat Nahir Albright. And then, of course, the big one when he beat Jamel Herring. Okay. Yeah, I watched that live. I don't know how many of y'all. Oh, it's not that. I've seen that fight, but I watched that live, or it was ESPN or something. And it didn't look good at all. From the beginning. Herring looked kind of like how I remember him looking against who was that cat? Let me scroll back through. DQ. Was it Jonathan Oquendo? What does Jonathan Oquendo look like? Yeah, it was Jonathan Oquendo. But I forgot. Y'all must have forgot. I forgot that that fight ended in a DQ. Disqualification for Oquendo, Jonathan Oquendo, who seemed to use his head. Used his head as an extra glove, as an extra fist. So Oquendo got disqualified, and I expected that's how this fight looked. This fight against Jermaine Ortiz and Jamal Herring. Yeah, it looked like Ortiz took a page out of Herring's book. And took a page out of his book and he went in there, made it rough. There was some head clashes. Definitely took a page, in my opinion, out of Jonathan Oquendo's book. But in joining us live from the Caribbean is none other than the Iron Kong. Iron Kong, how do you do?
Hi, cool, Raphie. How you doing, man? I see you drinking a little what's that? A little pub beer? What's that?
No, this is what do you call it? This is car. It's car, sparkling black grape. Oh, there it is.
Are you drinking soda, Raphie? You would
I'm,
have been in the gym lifting
I'm,
all the weights in the gym.
I'm having as a little treat,
Okay.
I just kind of tantalize my palate sometimes with something unusual, with something unusual. And this is the black car. This is a legendary drink over here in the
Yeah.
UK. The black grape. It's quite delicious. Quite delicious. What's this here? What's this here? Why did they ban me? They let
My bad.
Justin Bieber in. What's that? Why did they ban me? What's this here? I don't know what this cat's always talking about. We got a trial up in the building, but it's okay. It's okay. One suspicion. There's suspicion that it is the bird. That it's Birdman rubbing his hands together. The pigeon. Well, it could be. It could be, or it could be a neutral. It could be a neutral, or is it the old one? I don't know. The Iron Kong. The Iron Kong. Uh,
Yeah, Raphie.
Jamal Herring. Jamal Herring. Did you catch that fight? I don't know. Did you catch that one?
Nah, I ain't watched the fight, but I did see him pretty much announce his retirement. Happy trails too.
Yes.
Jamal.
Yes.
I mean, I guess he figures, man, look, if I'm losing to people like this,
Mm.
then what's the point?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So if he if he feels like, he don't want to go through all the training camps and whatnot to be losing to people like this.
Mm.
And he probably had a feeling, I think, after the Shakur fight that he's never going to be at the top again.
Yeah.
Because the Shakur fight was as dominant as it could be.
Mm.
And I guess for some people, like, I know Eddie Hearn gets a lot of slack, but he said he keeps saying, like, for certain people, if you don't win this fight, you're finished. And I get what he means. Is like, for some people, after you get to a certain level and you lose and you go backwards, you don't, and you feel like you can't get back to the top, you don't want to keep competing as a mid to lower tier fighter.
Mm.
When you've spent your career as a champion and all this, you don't want to be a mid to lower tier guy for some people. And they just figure, you know what I might be able to continue on as a mid-level guy. I don't want to be a gatekeeper and I don't want to be some bum. So I'll just call it a day.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yes. What was the question that was posed to me just now? Tone, I didn't watch the fight. Did Herring look shot? Yes. In my humble opinion, if you saw his fight with the headbutter Jonathan Oquendo, if you saw how ugly that fight was, if you remember, he got stopped by a cut, disqualified for repeated intentional headbutts. Yeah, that was one hell of an ugly fight. I think Herring looked good at first, and then Oquendo game plan became very apparent. It was to use the head repeatedly and incessantly, and that he did, which resulted in the fight stopping in the eighth. But Herring looked kind of forlorn. I mean, if you know the man's gonna use his head, then you can there's technique you can use. You can use your forearm, you can use your elbow, but you got to give him something back. You can't get you're a champion. You can't just depend on the mercy of the referee. What if you have a blind referee? Some of them appear to be kind of partially sighted. What if you have a blind referee? Could be ugly. You have to, as a champion, you have to be able to compete with whatever's going on. If it's clean, it's cool. If it's dirty, you got to have tactics. Come on, how long you been in the game? I'm not blaming Herring because his opponent was headbutting, but come on now. You're a champ, and that night, I'm sorry, you didn't look like a champ. To me, you look kind of You look kind of tired. You look kind of tired in that fight. And the very next fight was Frampton. And that's why I gave Frampton a chance based on how you looked in the Jonathan Oquendo fight. But no, you turned up. You really turned up in that fight, in the Frampton fight. And you put on a masterclass. Was it a masterclass? I say yay. It was a masterclass, and you TKO'd Frampton in 6 rounds. Then your very next fight, lost convincingly via TKO in the 10th round to Shakur Stevenson. I expected you to get a drubbing on that one, and a drubbing you did. You did take a drubbing. What were the scores? Glenn Fieldman, 81-90. Edward Canner, 82-89. Rocky Young, 81-90. So those are some wide margins. But I don't think there were many people betting against you against Jamani Ortiz, someone that most people never really watched be foul or even heard of. But yeah, you lost. Unanimous decision. You was looking rough from the start. I thought, this herring is not going to win. This is the herring on the downslide, and fair play to the fella. He admitted as much in the post-fight interview in the ring. He said, well, man, I just don't think that, I just don't think I was there. I was half a step off, half a step away. It's lucid, sensible. He said, I can't keep doing this to my family. It's probably time to retire. And true to his word, shortly afterwards, he sent out the tweet. I did the video shortly after that, announcing his retirement. The Iron Kong Jamal Herring announces his retirement.
Happy trails to him, man. As long as a fighter has any doubts in their mind, they should leave. And that's what he's doing. He's had a decent career. I'm guessing he made good money. And happy trails to Jamal Herring, man.
Yeah. Happy trails to the fella. Pineapple soda. I stick to the black grape. Not so much for the pineapple soda. Pineapple on pizza, yeah, all good, but not the drink. I'm not too hot on that as a drink. Okay. Let's have a look. Not had that in years. Loved it as a kid. Yeah. I have it every now and then. The black grape. I'm in shock. I had Rough Down as a Tizer drinker. No, I tried Tizer a few months ago. Horrible. Horrible. Almost tasted like chemicals to me. Didn't go down too well at all. Years since I had a lilt. Oh yeah, that was a pineapple drink which I used to have. The lilt, of course. Let's have a look. Black grape is addictive. Tastes lovely. What we got here? Who we got here? Votes from back in the day. Why am I denied access to Australia? It's a nation of criminals. Bill Haney not being allowed into Australia. The Iron Kong. Well, looks like he's not going to be allowed. His visa's been denied thus far. He can appeal, etc. What are your thoughts on that?
So fortunate. I mean, at which point does somebody's past not matter no more? 30 years ago, and there's still an issue?
Wow.
I mean, really. Right. It's not even the guy some kind of violent killer. It's some drug charge from back in 1990s. And you're still holding that over the man's head. Absolute foolishness. But whatever. It's not like he's John Fury who gouged out a man's eye with a spoon.
Damn.
Scooped out a man's eyeball.
Crazy.
Not like that. some little drug charge a man had, back in his youth,
Mm.
and he can't travel to Australia, a country that is made of colonial criminals.
Madness. It's madness.
But,
Stevenson put a beating on him. Did it in style too. That must have been a bit demoralizing. Well, hey, the writing was on the wall, wasn't it? Probably no way for back for Herring now. Well, he might still give him some. He might still be able to make some money, and make a slow descent. But yeah, it's his boxing. You don't need that slow descent. That's more concussive blows to the dome piece. Drinking Aldi Lilt now. Let's have a look. Yes, call them what they are. Convicts don't want to let in a convict 30 years spent for what do you call it? Prison time of 12 months or more. Yelp, that's crazy, but 30 years down the line seems kind of crazy to me. I'm pro pineapple on pizza.
I'm not gonna lie. I've had pineapple on pizza a couple times.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I was a bit like,
skeptical.
I ate it and I was like, you know what? A little saltiness with a little sweet. It's all right. It's not something I will have all the time.
No.
But it's not as bad as I imagined it would be. It's not like how I imagined it would be. So, yeah.
Listen, meat feast is Raphie's favorite pizza. A meat feast, you get them series of meats, and you want to put some olives in there. That's good. You want to put some pineapples on there. Just bring out a little zesty flavor. If you're not putting pineapple on your meat feast, people, I gotta tell you, you're missing out. Try it if you ain't doing it already. I thoroughly recommend it. Plus, it's fruit. It counts. No piece of fruit. It's one piece of fruit. That's one of your 5 a day. That's one of your 5 a day. Put it on your pizza. It's good for you. That's one of your 5 a day.
Bro. At least just put it on your pizza. You'll be all right.
Yeah, man. On your 5 a day, you're good.
Achieve some goals while you're having your cheat day.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's why Raphie always in dessert. He'll always put yogurt on there. Maybe chop up some fruit. Chop up some banana. Half a banana. You know what I mean? It counts. It all counts. Okay. So that is Jamel Herring. He's out of there now. And good luck to the fella. Finish with whatever faculties you have remaining and keep them. You know what I'm saying? You don't need no long career on the downslope on the other side of being a champion. I mean, who can forget the poster boy of going on too long? None other than the Roy Jones Jr. You don't want to finish like that. You do not want to finish like that. Okay, as we move on. David Benavides defeated Caleb Truax. Is that his name? Truax? That ain't Truax. Who did he defeat? Where is it? Lemieux. David Lemieux, not Truax. Lemieux. My bad. Did you see that fight? Did you catch that fight, the Iron Kong? Did you catch that one, or did you give it a miss?
Who? Benavides and Lemieux?
Yeah.
Raphie, I have too much respect for myself to watch that nonsense. What's wrong with you? I'm a tax-paying member of our civil society. I don't lower myself to such folly. Yeah, come on, man. I'm above that. I mean,
okay. Well, he beat him in a few rounds, or is it 3 rounds or something like that? Put a whooping on David Lemieux. Yeah, take it away, Iron Kong.
Yeah, man. David Benavides should. Let me not talk about David Benavides. The WBC should be ashamed of itself for putting David Lemieux as in some kind of final eliminator for any kind of belt anywhere.
Crazy.
David Benavidez has gotten away. I don't know what the obsession is with David Benavidez. I think after the fight, I saw a picture of him with like 3 different WBC belts draped over him or some nonsense or some craziness. The 2 he lost because he wouldn't count calories, and the other one he lost because he would not stop sniffing Johnson and Johnson.
The powder.
He wouldn't stop. And somehow David Benavidez is again in a final eliminator to become a WBC champion. This is everything that is wrong with boxing. How in the world could David Lemieux, who got schooled by Billy Joe, passed out on the scales at 160? The guy hasn't had a career in years upon years upon years. And somehow he is the final step to become a mandatory for a WBC championship. And David and people online are going, oh, man, you see what David Benavidez did, man? Canelo got to be ducking him. Canelo got to be ducking him. I was like, you people got no shame. David Benavidez is a cruiserweight, sucking himself down to 168 because he refuses to actually fight where he's supposed to fight. He's in the PBC. His team already turned down the Caleb Plant unification when they both had belts. Turned that down. His father turned down the David Morrell fight before this. And when Andre wanted to fight, they were like, yeah, we'll fight Andre. Then, nah, we won't fight Andre. It's foolishness. I don't want to hit him there. I think he has talent, but David Benavidez has to start fighting people. And it's not like he don't have people to fight. They're just not letting him fight nobody.
For real.
Joe.
For real. Yeah, I mean, my thing is, who the hell is David Lemieux? Some kind of litmus test. Ain't no litmus test to me. David Lemieux. That's ridiculous. So, I mean, if you want to praise David Benavidez, and that's all cool in the gang. But against Lemieux? Nah. Lemieux going up in weight? Nah, not at all. David Lemieux ain't no litmus test. He ain't no litmus test for any of the guys up there at super middle. He ain't no litmus test. I think he fought. Who did he fight? It was Billy Joe Saunders at middleweight. When was that? 2017. My bad. 2017, and that was his most notable opponent of late, other than David Benavidez. What's that? 4 years later, 5 years later? Yeah, 5 years later. Nah, I'm sorry, but that ain't no kind of litmus test to my. What's going on here? Okay, what's this? And pineapple on pizza stops blood sugar levels dropping too. I suffer with that, so pineapple on it. I don't crash after eating it. That's interesting. Diabetes. Diabetic people have pineapple on pizza. It's ideal for blood sugar levels. Okay, well, that's interesting.
Has that statement been approved by the NHS?
I don't know. But if we got anybody to corroborate that, then that's all cool. And the gang, we be crooks, aka WBC.
I mean, real talk, Raphie. You tell me.
Yeah.
Did that fight to you warrant any sort of mandatory shot?
Nope.
Really, Raphie?
Nope. Not at all. I don't see the hysteria. I don't understand the hysteria. No way know how. Okay. So
I mean, you see how people been like freaking out on oh man, David Benavidez. I'm like, what? What is this?
it's crazy.
I just watched Buatsi and Craig Richards fight. And this is the fight y'all want to talk to me about? No. Yeah, you goddamn right, fight doctor. We be crooks indeed. Set of clowns, man. Y'all
We
crazy.
be crooks. Let's see. Statement has been approved by Pigeon. Okay. So, David Benavidez. Well, actually, while we're in that kind of, what is it? Kind of territory, super middleweight, super middleweight. We got to talk about Canelo. Eddie Hearn has come out and said that Canelo is not taking the Bivol rematch straight away. He's going to fight Triple G first. What do I think about that? I think it's sensible. Personally, I think he should stay away. He should stay away from Bivol, full stop. At light heavy or at super middle, because I think Bivol can make super middle. I think he'd make it and he'd whoop him again. I just think he's too versatile. Canelo's game has reduced. He's not throwing all the types of different variety of punches he used to throw. His game has narrowed. And that sometimes happens to a fighter when they get success with a certain style, kind of minimalistic style. Canelo's style has gone somewhat minimalistic. And against a guy as versatile as Bivol, it don't bode well at all. So I say Canelo, I say it's a good distraction. He gets in there against an aged Triple G, does well, beats him, and then I don't think he goes in with Bivol unless people pressure him. But I think they should leave him alone. You don't want Bivol again. It was an experiment. He went up to light heavyweight. It was a worthy experiment, and I think he learned his level. I don't think he's going to fight at all. I don't think he's going to fight.
I don't think there's no shame in that. I mean, He went up.
Yeah.
He tried his hand against a young, strong man.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, the number one light heavyweight in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And he lost the fight. Canelo Alvarez is 5'7".
Yeah.
He's look, people need to really understand that Canelo Alvarez is trying things to keep himself, I guess, interested.
Yeah.
He went up, he tried his hand. Was he overconfident? Was he not? Who knows? But he tried his hand. It didn't work. So he goes back to his weight class. I'm not sure what people want. I see people saying, oh, he's ducking Bivol. How is he ducking Bivol, bro? He lost the fight. No, so he goes back to his weight class.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no shame in that.
No.
If my guy AJ had done his job, and put the beats on Usyk might have went back to his weight class.
Yeah.
But that's just how it goes sometimes. You roll the dice, you take your chances until you meet your cap.
Yep.
He's met his cap.
Yep.
That's all.
Found his level.
He's found his level. You're 168, and that's fine. You got some people who ain't never left their weight class.
Exactly.
Hey, look. Go back, fight Triple G in September. That's gonna be a big fight.
Yeah.
Trust me on that. Huge fight.
It's comeback fight.
Yeah, comeback fight. Triple G gonna needle him like, you come down here to fight me. Like Thanos. Oh, you couldn't deal with your failure. And look where it brought you, right back to me.
Right
You know?
back to my
So, right back to me. And,
Right.
they're going to talk. And they don't like each other, so the build-up is going to be even better. It's not like Bivol. Bivol was just like, man, I just want a shot. Give me a shot. Give me an opportunity. But Triple G and Canelo really don't like each other. So it's going to be a great build-up. It's going to be hype. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
Go ahead and get that man his pension plan fight. Go ahead. Beat up Triple G. I want to see it.
100%. And a lot of people are calling for it. So do you think if Canelo is successful, which I expect he will be, do you think he's going to face some people are saying he ain't going to face Benavidez, the monster. He ain't going to face the monster. Some people are saying Canelo ain't going to go in there against the monster. What do you think? Yeah,
I agree, Fight Doctor.
Golovkin fight is now more intriguing and marketable. Damn.
Of course.
The Fight Doctor saying something complimentary about Golovkin. Is that a first? Is that the first in the history of the the boxing YouTube community? Fight Doctor normally calls him Bum Lovkin.
I think he's complimentary of the fight. Golovkin, if Canelo had steamrolled Bivol, like really like won the fight, people have been like, well, why are you fighting Golovkin? I'll be right back, Raphie.
Yeah, man, that's cool. What are you saying here? Okay, so yeah, so okay, that's a poll, isn't it? That's a poll. So, will Canelo? Okay, let me put it differently. Is Canelo fearful of Benavidez? Let's have a look. Benavidez. Where is he? Videz. Where is it? Where's the poll? I was just writing it. Benavidez. Question mark. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Hold on a second. Canelo Benavidez. Yes? No. Boom. Okay. Is Canelo fearful of Benavidez? Poll is up. So go on ahead. Go on ahead and let's get your responses to that. What's going on here? What's going on here? Nigel Benn would have ripped Benavidez's head off in 4. Yeah, quite possibly. Okay. So what we're looking at now, the poll is up, folks. If you just come in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. Okay. So, I think that Canelo beats Golovkin in the 3rd fight. I thought Golovkin beat him in the 1st fight. It's a shame they didn't score that properly. Shame the judges didn't act right and give the rightful winner the win. I believe that Golovkin in that 1st fight was the rightful winner. Why is my volume so low in the cans? Turn it up. 1 2 1 2. Okay, that's much better. Okay, what we're doing here? We drop the link in the chat for the last time. Boom, boom, boom. Although it's pinned. Okay. 3rd fight, Triple G, older older now, I think that Canelo wins. If Canelo wins, they're going to want him to face somebody like a Charlo or a Benavidez. I think that with Benavidez' performance, destruction of Lemieux, although I don't see Lemieux as any kind of litmus test at super middle. Even that being said, he's getting a lot of column inches. They're calling him the monster. So I think that the natural move for Canelo after Triple G, should he emerge victorious, the natural move there is for Canelo versus Benavidez. Will that happen? When's the Golovkin fight? Is Canelo going to take a bit of a break? Interesting. I don't know. Okay. Keep those votes coming in for the poll. What's this here? Canelo's style is not conducive against tall defensive fighters. It's not optimal. I think you mean optimal. It's not optimal. Canelo is more of a rock'em sock'em fighter. But to defeat Bivol, Canelo needs to pot shot. Jump in and out.
Sorry, Raphie.
Oh, yeah. Iron Kong is back. Jump in and out, sneak his power. I don't think Canelo's so much rock. I think there's more to Canelo's game than rock'em sock'em. He is defensively very sound with his movement, with his body movement, with his head movement. It's just that he was up against a hell of a fighter in Bivol. I'm not sure about the rock'em sock'em, although his style has devolved towards a more stationary style, plant your feet style. It's lost some variety. So I hear what you're saying, Christian Wu. Triple G won the first one, in my opinion. They scored it to draw to make money from the rematch. Yeah, they did. But I think they should have just scored it properly. Canelo won the first one. Triple G won the first one. You could argue Canelo won the second one, and this would make the third one far more intriguing. It would be a rubber match. So they kind of shot themselves in the foot with that one, in my humble opinion. Bivol was masterful, very impressive. I thought Canelo outboxed Triple G in the first, outpunched him in the second. I think Canelo outboxed and outpunched Triple G in the third. Well, yeah, I disagree with your assessment of the first fight, but I hear what you're saying. Breaking news: Mayer versus Baumgardner is signed. OMG! I'm gonna ring the bell for that one. That's gonna be a very tidy fight. Very tidy indeed. I look forward to it. Okoli, Brady's will be good. Is that fight being made? I don't think so. But yeah, definitely would look forward to that fight. Although Okoli didn't look too good in his last fight. Hopefully he turns up when they meet. I got here. Craig was done dirty by the judges against Boati. Absolutely not. That was a bang on. The judges were bang on. Two of the judges had it scored exactly the same as the Raphie. 113, 115? Thought I was bang on. I didn't watch that. Still haven't seen that fight. So I cannot comment. What we got left on the menu. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. We haven't done that one yet. Okay, so you didn't answer. I didn't ask you the question. Oh, you had, yeah. So Canelo versus Benavidez, the Iron Kong. Talk to me.
Yeah, I think Benavidez is exactly the type of fighter that Canelo likes. A guy who just kind of stands in front of him and he doesn't move too much. He just kind of stands there. I think that's exactly the type of fighter that Canelo likes. If you look at the people that he's had less issues with, it's been the less mobile people. It's not like Benavidez keeps a distance like Bivol, where he's disciplined in his distance management. He's not. He's a guy who just kind of stands there, squares up, pretty square.
Yeah.
And he wants to pretty much bang you out. And that's who Canelo pretty much has success with. Dudes who give him something to hit. When he was fighting Bivol, he was trying to give him the old Callum Smith, where he was kind of punching his arms and hoping Bivol drops his hands.
Yeah.
But Bivol had a lot of punch output to keep him off him, manage his distance and his energy. Callum just kind of stood there in his ridiculous stance that, I don't know. Straight punch, left hook. That's about it. Bivol had a lot of punch variety. I mean, Benavidez is the type of person that Canelo likes. He squares up and he comes forward, and that's about it. He doesn't look like somebody who has a lot of wrinkles to his game. It just doesn't look like it. And I think Canelo would fight Benavidez much different to Bivol.
Yes. What's this here? Seems like Eddie has sent Alicia on a mission to get the titles, do an in-house undisputed. Thumbs up, gang. We here. DJ Joji Poji up in the building. Joe Smith versus Better Beef. Soon. 2. The 18th of June. Yes. Bivol, good fundamentals. Disciplined like Floyd was. Okay. Floyd Canelo scorecards were outrageous. What were they? Floyd schooled that dude. Certainly beat him in good fashion. I'll give him that. Beat him in good fashion. Okay. What else we got on the menu? Okay, so Tank versus Romero. That's coming up this weekend. Who you like, Icon?
Who you asking, me?
Yeah.
Raphie, ain't no way I'm going to pick Rolly Romero. I think Rolly Romero is a mentally adult person. He came out and admitted that he did a test in school and he was behind in his physical development.
Wow.
He was behind in his physical development in terms of, he didn't develop physically like the other kids. So he's actually behind in his years of development. I'm like, basically this man just admitted that he might be let me leave that. He might be a short bus child. He might be a special bus child.
Wow.
But
he might not be the full shilling.
He might not be. He might be a Haney.
Dang.
You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody is here. But I'm not old enough to know about Haney. I hear my grandparents talk about Haney.
Yeah.
Half penny.
Half a penny. Yeah. We had half a penny.
Not exactly a farthing.
Yeah. I hear you.
You know what I mean? So I just think Tank is gonna deal with it, do it dirty. It's gonna be bad. And I see Tank double down that he is in fact leaving Mayweather Promotions after this fight. He said he don't want the training wheels no more. He's leaving.
Okay. He's leaving, heading out. Rolly needs to, what was this year? Apparently Baumgartner versus Mayer fight might have been a trade, or was a trade. Eddie allowed her to go over to Top Rank in exchange for Ramirez versus Ben on the zone. That's an interesting take there. Gonna have to look for some verification on that.
Apparently, it was confirmed that the Baumgartner fight is happening. I don't know about the Ramirez fight. Apparently, that's happening. It's interesting that Top Rank wants to host that fight.
Yeah.
When Bob Arum don't like women's boxing.
Well, he must have watched the Katie Taylor versus Serrano, Mandy Serrano, and supposed to have filled out the garden. So maybe that's whetted Bob's appetite for $1. Maybe it's whetted his appetite for $1. So yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Okay, thanks for that. Breaking news. Aaron Daly. So what else we got here? What else we got here? What else we got here? Definitely some kind of trade because Eddie said Alicia is the whole package. So it's a surprise. It is indeed. Taylor Serrano was a good one. It certainly was. Okay, so what is left? What's left on the board? What's left on the thumbnail that we haven't touched yet? OMG. What about the poll? What about the poll? Let's check on that. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the poll. Okay, so how many minutes ago? Okay, I'll give that another couple of minutes. Give it another couple of minutes, and the question was: is Canelo fearful of Benavides? Get to that in a second, but we got to talk about this Anthony Joshua situation. Anthony Joshua came out and said, Alicia really is the whole package indeed. Came out and said that for this fight, for his next fight, the Usyk, he's actually working to a game plan for the first time in his career. Normally, they're just trying to fight, but this time, it's the first time he's coming in with a specific game plan. What do I think of it? Well, I always got my friend, Mr. Ali Bashir, in his corner now, part of the training team, and of course, ex-trainer of Usyk. So it would be crazy to have that knowledge, that insight from Mr. Bashir and not use it. Obviously, Mr. Bashir knows Usyk's tendencies, and who better to train a guy to exploit some of those tendencies. So is it a good idea? I think it's a hell of a good idea to be working with a game plan against Alexander Usyk. Of course, Usyk, there's talk that Usyk has brought in or is bringing in Lawrence Bacoli. No, not Lawrence Bacoli. Bacoli. Bringing in Bacoli as a training partner. So interesting developments there. Iron Kong. Anthony Joshua fighting to a strategy plan, game plan, and Usyk bringing in Bacoli.
I mean, that's fine. Anthony Joshua just needs to fight his size and stop trying to fight like a middleweight.
Yes, and Usyk bringing in Bacoli. What do you think? What's your thought on that?
Well, I mean, I guess he wants him for the size, the pressure. You know what I mean? But as I was saying, bro, let me tell you something, man. You fight your size, sir. Yeah. You don't fight down to Usyk. You fight your size. Okay? Don't get cooked up again. That's all. Usyk can fight, but he ain't you. And you need to show him that. Okay? Yeah. So anyway, Bacoli is fine. I guess he wants to, he needs that kind of pressure, that sort of power coming at him, because I think he knows Joshua is really gonna come and try and put a hurt on him.
Yeah.
So he gonna need that, man.
He's gonna need that.
Good for Usyk, but AJ, I don't want to hear none of that about I'm gonna fight to game plan. Yeah, of course. Game planning is good. And yeah, you fought a lot of raw ability fights because, to be honest, at 20-something fights, you probably should be going for your second or third title shot now.
Mm-hmm.
Because most everybody would have been fighting bums upon bums upon bums upon bums until 20-something fights.
Yeah.
But right now, bro, you need to understand your size, fight your size, and move on this man real aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And I really hope that Bashir is in his corner
Mm-hmm.
because I think Bashir was saying he was there for like a week or something. I hope he's actually there for the whole camp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought he was there for the whole camp.
He was there for a week or 2 weeks. I'm like, that's not enough time.
No. He should be there for the whole camp.
Huh?
He should be there for the whole camp. I'll text him.
Yeah, text him and ask him, what's up? Is he actually in the camp with Joshua? I mean, Joshua can't just have this man come in and leave.
No.
Angel Fernandez is gonna have him trying to box like bloody Lerone Richards or something. I don't know. I mean, Angel Fernandez ain't no aggressive type trainer. You need somebody like Raphie who's gonna tell you, hey man, you need to go in there and beat this man the F up.
Hell yeah. Damn straight.
Stop playing with this man. You talk to him for real. Angel Fernandez gonna have him boxing, like this dude just said, like my guy Bill the Pigeon Haney just said. Fighting like John Groves. Nobody want to hear that, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yes. And with that, we're exactly 1 minute past the hour of 31. Or is it 1:30? We're at 1:31 right now. Duration of the show. So we're well into overtime. But you know what? Started late, but we're not gonna go late. You got your 1 hour 30. That's half an hour over regulation time. And shout out to the Iron Kong. Iron Kong, your final words, your parting words for tonight.
Shout out to Boatsi and Craig Richards for that hell of a fight on the weekend. Much respect to that.
Hell yeah. But saying that, Virgil Hunter in the post-fight press conference, I haven't seen it, but I've read it. I've read that Virgil Hunter said that Boatsi ain't ready for Bivol. Your final thoughts?
I think I watched it. He said if Boatsi goes in, he'll be ready, like in terms of he'd get him ready, but he wants, when he gets there, there's no doubt. He says there's some things he wants to work out of his system. He wants to make sure he tightens up on. The problem is Boatsi seems to have these holes no matter what. And the truth is, you don't know if you're ready until you actually get in there. I don't think anybody's actually ready. It's when you actually get in there, you have to raise your game. So the idea that you have to wait till you're ready and wait till you're ready and wait till you're ready. Some people are just who they are, and you have to work with them, work with their flaws, and get them amped up enough, coached up enough that they go in there and win the belt.
Yeah.
All right. Boatsi has this strange hand placement, this kind of passive guard where people punch through the guard very easily.
Yeah.
He's had that forever. Every time I see him fight, he has the same strange guard where people are punching through the guard super easy. Not a tight guard. It's like a passive type. It's like he's trying to catch and counter. That's just what he does. But I don't think he'll ever be ready for, like, in terms of ready 100% for anybody. I don't think anybody will ready 100. It's when you get there on the night, you raise your game to a certain level. That's what it is. But if they can convince, because Boatsi seemed to be quite aggressive in telling Eddie Hearn that after this fight, I don't want no more warm-ups. I want my title shot. Because I guess he sees Dimitri Bivol is there. It's an opportunity, and he wants his shot.
For real.
So, but hey, man, the kid wants his shot. I said, let him have his shot. That's my opinion.
Let him have his shot. Why not? You can spend a lifetime trying to be ready.
Exactly.
You just got to go for it sometimes. You got a certain level of competence.
It's like seeing a fine chick in a dance hall party, and you over there in the concert, boy, I want to talk to you, I want to dance with you, you know.
Yeah.
And you're over there and like you chicken back, you backwards, you forwards, and your friend say, man, look here, man, go ahead over and talk to the girl, man. And
Yeah.
all she could say is no.
Mm.
And you say, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
When you roll over and say, hey, look here, man, I like how you're looking up.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised she tell you, I like you too. I see you too.
Yeah.
And you win, you get through. You never know, Raphie. You roll the dice.
100%.
That's all for me.
100%. That was the Iron Kong 26. Our man in the Caribbean was very kind enough to jump on and share some of his thoughts and observations with us here at the Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio. Is Boatsi ready for Bivol? Well, he could be more ready, but the sands of time, the sands may shift. We don't. Sometimes it's hard to predict how the sands are gonna shift. I mean, who would have predicted that energy bills, energy costs over here in the UK would be like increasing? Is it true they're going up to double? I saw an article said that energy prices are gonna be doubled or doubling. Could that be true? The Raphie's saying, what? Are you being serious? Is it possible you could just double the price of something? Is that true? I read it somewhere. Raphie hasn't been paying too much attention to energy costs. He just pays the bill. You know, we got solar energy over here, so that takes the sting out of it. The Dawkins Towers. But is it true? The energy costs over here in the UK are set to double, or have they doubled? I find it hard to believe. It's incredulous. I know the cost of living over here is getting crazy. But double? Right in the chat. I don't know. Do people pay attention to that shizzle? Is it true, or do you not know? I don't know. I'm going to have to investigate it more. It just seems crazy to me. But anyway, talking about Boatsi. Yeah. I think he's going to have to take his shot. I think it's time. Could he be more ready? Yeah, he could be more ready. But sometimes you just got to take your shot. Shoot your shot. Take your shot. Go for it. You know what I mean? I think he just got to go for it. I mean, what's the other alternative? Better beef. Hey, it ain't going to be easier. That's going to be tough as well in a different way. That's going to be equally tough. Some may say tougher. So you got to go for it. Got to take your shot. Got to shoot your shot and take your shot. That's what I say. But anyway, seems like people don't know about the energy bills over here. Where is the poll? Yeah, the poll. Let me copy this and paste this as we close. So, boom. Is it worth getting solar panels? Well, it takes a long time for them to pay for themselves, but it's never made more sense. It's never made more sense with the way that the energy prices over here are going through the roof. You get it? Energy prices through the roof. So yeah, hell yeah. It's never made more sense than now. And electric has risen a lot recently. Well, they're saying gas is really rising a lot. I read an article say it's like it's going to be double. I don't know. I haven't scrutinized it too much. I'm going to have to start paying more attention. Is Canelo fearful of Benavides? No, 81%. Yes, 18%. That's pretty conclusive. Okay. So, running over time. It's late up in here at Dawkins Towers. I'd like to say thank you to everyone taking the time out of your day to come and chill over here with us the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. We covered a load of topics, and the Raphie's tired, but I think it was a good one. Hope it was enjoyable for you as it was for me. And much shout out to the Iron Kong 26 guy's own channel. Go check him out. We talked about Tank Ramiro, Anthony Joshua Usyk, Canelo Triple G, Buatsi Richards, Haney versus Australia, and of course David Benavides and what's his name? David Lemieux. Okay, and that's about it. Got to get on up out of here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. Yeah, hit all the good buttons. The only thing left for me to say is it's Raphael Dawkins, the Combat Radio. Good night. Blessed.